so much for joining us here at USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. I'm the president, founder, and chief listening officer here at our network, where we celebrate our team members, our loyal followers, our sponsors, and you. Thank you so much for being here on the Mallorca Connection. Our topic today is the growing popularity of camping with full-time camping journalist, our fabulous guest, Dick William Harinck. We're super excited to bring him out. But before we do, I'm going to bring out the star of our show, Mr. Roland.friedl, who has recently earned 2 incredible awards, and I'd like to just share them. The first is our certificate of appreciation to Roland. His earned the Open Hearted Award for his commitment to helping others feel safe, heard, and appreciated. Round of applause for Roland. Woo! And he also is part of our elite group. He has earned our President's Club Award for his commitment to helping others, sharing hope and inspiration on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. Another round of applause for our VIP award winner, Roland.friedl. Let's get him out here. Hello, welcome.
Hello, Dr. Jacalyn. Great to see you. Happy holidays.
Thank you. It's great to see you also. Happy holidays. Where in the world are you today?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for the awards. It's really an honor and a pleasure, and it motivates me to do even more. And as I always say, there's not much to say, but much to do. And thank you so much for that. It's really an honor. Thank you for that. So I'm right now actually in Portugal. In the south of Portugal, in the Algarve, a little bit away from the sea. I spent a few days on the seaside, very nice. And I'm here now on a property by a German lady. I met her on social media. I guess it was one of the social media accounts, and she was asking for help because she wants to fly home to see, or to fly to her country, to Germany, to see her grandkids for the Christmas vacation. And she was looking for somebody in a motorhome who comes to a property, takes care about the property, but also walks your dog twice a day and feeds your dog. So I'm here, actually, more or less nowhere in Portugal. There are no shops closed, there are no bars closed, so I'm just alone a few days here with my dog, her dog, and my cat, and I absolutely enjoy it here. Actually, it's been my first Christmas absolutely alone, without family or my beloved ones, but I absolutely enjoyed it. Yeah, so I'm in Portugal, Algarve.
Fantastic. You always have the most amazing stories, and you bring wonderful people to our platform. We do have a comment from one of our loyal followers who's earned one of our top fan awards. Roland is a man with big dreams under USA Global TV. Thank you so much for joining us. Push Child Foundation, Uganda. So we have a wonderful guest backstage who's also in his motorhome, which I think it's great. 2 guys in their motorhomes. I want to just talk briefly before we bring him out about the fact that it can be a lonely journey if a person looks at it from one perspective, or it can be a very exciting journey to be traveling in a motorhome. And you've decided it's very exciting, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm also traveling alone just with my pets, but if I want to be alone, like here on the property, it's my choice. And if I don't want to be alone, I go on places where I meet other motorhomers and connect with them. It's easy. You meet always interesting people if you want. So it's you're alone, but you're not lonely, because you always can meet somebody, and always interesting people, a very international audience, and actually people from when they have a driving license from 18 to, I meet people who are 70 plus, So it's all ranges of age, all different nationalities, different backgrounds. It's very interesting. So you're alone, yes, but it's your decision. You wanna stay a few hours or a few days or weeks alone, then you go alone. If you wanna meet people, you meet people. Yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah, I love your perspective. Let's have you do an introduction of our guest and get him out here so we can find out what he's up to.
Yeah, well, actually, I met Dick a few weeks ago in Andalusia when I was in Spain. Actually, the last week I spent in Spain in El Rocío. El Rocío is a beautiful small village, very in the south of Spain. It's famous for 2 things. First of all, it's a very famous pilgrim place. So hundreds of thousands of people come there in June and they do a procession, a ceremony with the carrying Maria through the village. It's a beautiful village. There's no streets, so everything is sand. People are driving in the SUVs or riding horses. You see a lot of horse riding people there. It's a beautiful, very, very small village, famous for the Spiltrim in June, but also famous because it's the entry point of, I guess, one of the largest national parks in Europe. It's a huge, huge, huge area between El Rocio and the sea. So it's a huge, huge area with a lot of water. You have flamingos, a lot of birds, wild horses, many, many animals. So it's very famous. And I was on a camping site, to be honest, because it was raining a few days. And even my solar, I have a lot of solar panels, but my batteries went lower, lower. So I was forced to go on a camping site in El Rocio. So I was on a camping site and walking my dog in the village. And I saw his motorhome and two other small vans standing there. And I asked him, hey, can you stand here for free in the wild? Because it was just behind the police station. And he says, yeah, you can stay here for free. It's no problem. Police accepts it. It's absolutely no problem. So I said, okay, I come tomorrow. I just have to charge my batteries, and then I leave the camping site, and then I come tomorrow. So that's how we met. So the next day I went there. Actually, he had to leave, so we had a short conversation about his background, and that's how the journey starts. Yeah.
You know, that it's interesting what you brought up, that one of the challenges is finding a place to park legally, right? and staying one step ahead of getting a ticket.
Yeah, I mean, it gets more and more difficult because, you know, in the past it's a huge trend, and it's our topic today: the popularity of camper vans and motorhomes. And more and more, the industry is growing like crazy. So more and more people are buying a motorhome or building their own one or whatever. So it's a huge trend going on, and of course it's too much in some regions. It's too much, and I understand absolutely the people living there and authorities that is, okay, we have to stop this. You park in our streets, you park on the beach. We cannot even go to the beach because the motorhomers are there. I understand it absolutely, and unfortunately, some of the motorhomers don't behave well, so they don't go away with their garbage, so they leave the garbage there and the stuff there. So I absolutely understand it. It gets more and more difficult, but right now, out of season, it's more and more tolerated. If you can stay there and sleep, you're not allowed to camp. This means bring your stuff outside, your seats outside, and your tables outside and stuff like that. Yeah, you're not allowed that, but you can stay there overnight. Normally it's no problem. I had the same here in Portugal a few days ago. I was at a lovely place, first lying on a beach, and then on the second day the police came, and just a conversation, everything is fine. But it gets more and more difficult, but I understand it absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like you understand what you can and cannot do, and you're making the best of it, as you always do.
Absolutely. Be flexible.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's bring out our guest. And
yes.
I'm looking forward to meeting him. Welcome to the program.
Hello. Nice being in your show. Thank you.
Hi, Dick. Great to see you again.
Hello, Roland. Nice to see you again.
So we've got two guys in their motorhomes. I love
absolutely. Yeah, you can see my motorhome. It's my house. It's completely. Yeah, I got it. I'm right in the house inside. So this is all I've got now.
And Dick, how long have you been living in a motorhome full time?
Yeah, it's well, I'm a full-time camping journalist. So every year I visit all these press conferences and fairs, etc. And for that I'm living 4 months a year in this camper van. I also own a house in Holland. And next to that, I'm how you call it? I'm for the winter time. I like the sun, of course. And in Holland, it's all gray, rainy, and even snow. And so this time I'm I will be 4 or 5 months in this winter time in Portugal and Spain.
Sounds like a pretty good life. I like it.
Yeah, I love it. I can do my job in the camper van. So as long as I have a good internet connection, I can do my job. And next to my job, I work for several platforms and international camping magazines. And next to that, I also present videos and vlogs, etc. All about camping.
Well, it sounds like you have extensive expertise when it comes to being a journalist and also to camping. What is it that drew you into the camping lifestyle?
Oh, that's a long. I started as a camping journalist in 1979, so that's all. Yeah, that's more than 20 years. And I love this laid-back lifestyle. Camping is a very social thing. Roland told you just a few minutes earlier. You can meet lots of interesting people. And the other side of it, you are always in nature, so enjoying nature, cooking outside, enjoying hiking or walking or bicycling or everything. So being in nature, it's really the fun part of camping.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That's what I love too. You're always outside all the time. Except when it's heavy raining, you spend more time inside or when you work. But you're very connected to nature. You smell it every day. You get different smells. You have different areas. Absolutely, you reconnect much more.
And the nice part of it is also you've got 4 wheels under your house. So if you are fed up with a region, or you think, okay, I'm into something new, you can, for example, I'm now at 7 meters from my camper van starts the Mediterranean Sea. But if I say, okay, I'm fed up with these waves, I never am fed up with waves, but tomorrow I'm driving to a city to go to do some groceries, to do some shopping, to see friends on a campsite half an hour nearby, and then I'm in a very small city. I like to do that as well. And for example, New Year's Eve I will be with friends at the sea, enjoying wine and good stories. So that's the fun part, is you can keep on rolling wherever you want to go.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have a question to you, Dick, because you're a motorhome journalist. You're writing for, I guess, Dutch and Belgium magazine, TV reader. What are the topics that currently, there's always, motorhome from, I don't know, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, and today it's totally different. So there was a lot of movement, many things changed. What are the top topics that people are interested right now in the motorhome world?
Well, what you see according to motorhomes, what you see in the 70s and 80s, many people bought a van and made a bed inside and a kitchen, etc. So that was years and years ago, and that is coming back. People are buying just a van to make it their own camper van. So that is one topic. The other one is the motorhomes they are so very popular. In Holland, we have lots of caravanning people. So they have a car and they tow their caravan. But what we see is many people are changing into motorhomes because of the flexibility. With a caravan, you can only park at a campsite, and with a motorhome, you can park at the campsite, but also, for example, at the marina or in the wild or on a park for night places, just a place where I am now. So you have far more possibilities for overnight stays, for example, and it's more easy to drive on a camper van. So this is absolutely a trend. But on the other hand, caravanning is for families. Caravanning is really nice. With a motorhome, you are traveling, and you are enjoying your travels and enjoying the scenery. And with a caravan, you go to a campsite, meeting other families, and all these young kids, they have friends within 3 minutes if you are standing on a campsite. So that is also a very social thing. So, for example, in Holland, we have every 10 households has one caravan or something. We are the number one country in Europe having that much caravans in just our small country. So caravanning is also very popular in Holland, in the Netherlands.
I remember, Dick, when I was in my 20s, a young guy driving fast sports car, always full speed on the highway. And the only thing that the Austrians, the Germans annoyed us was these Dutch guys with their caravans on the left side, going very slow. Yeah. Very slow. So the Dutch has always been very famous for caravanning since decades.
There's a joke about that. And then when you have a Dutch car, you have NL, the N from Nederland on your car. But the German guys, they say NL means nur langsam, only slow. That's because of we are towing these caravans and stopping all these speedy guys in the Mercedeses and the Porsches on the German highways. Nur langsam. Yeah.
Because I was always speeding 200 per hour or even faster. And then you have this Dutch guy with 80s, you know, when you don't have good brakes, you just crash into the kitchen.
Yeah, I know.
So I think what you said before, so you talked about motorhomes. It's more for people who travel, who want to go around, see different stuff. And caravan is more for families or people who want to stay more stationary. They find a spot, spend their vacation there, and absolutely.
Sorry, what was the question, Roland? I didn't get the question.
I said motorhomes are more for people who love to travel around. They don't stay on one place. They travel around. Caravans are normally more for people who want to travel around. But I also see a lot of people who have a motorhome who go on one spot for 6 months. What I don't understand why to buy a motorhome. But anyway, but do you see a trend from caravaning more to motorhomes, that people want to travel around more, especially when they're getting older, when the kids are out of the house?
Yeah, exactly. That is absolutely a trend, and people are selling their caravan in such occasion, and they say, okay, we want to explore Europe with our motorhome, and then it's more easy to own a motorhome than having a car and a caravan. But that's absolutely a trend. But what I see here, and that's also nice, because people who are spending the winter in this warm region, I keep on meeting young people living in their van and working remote just the same as I do. So they have this now, for example, I've got an internet connection, and I'm meeting all kinds of people, 35 years old, 40 years old, and working in their van. So motorhoming is not only for the pensionados, for the rental, or for the rentner, the people who are retired. That's the word in English. So I'm meeting young people all over Spain and Portugal. So that surprised me, to be honest. Yeah, I like that. People are working remotely, and that's very comfortable in a motorhome as well.
Absolutely. So what I see when I'm especially here in Spain and Portugal in the wintertime, when you go more to the seaside or the camping side, so you have more retired people who just stay over the winter, escaping from the cold, older people. But when you go more land inside or on the illegal places like we both like to park, you meet more the younger generation who are mostly sometimes part-time or full-time living and working in the motorhomes and work remotely. Absolutely. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's also nice to know it when this region where I am now, I'm in the Murcia region, and the campsites, most of the campsites are fully booked. Yeah. So I was really lucky to spend Christmas on this campsite, and yesterday and the day before. I was really. They really made an effort for me to have a point to put my RV on, but the campsite was fully booked, and also the campsite I'm going to on the 2nd of January, the 3rd of January, it's also fully booked. So many campsites are completely full with retired people enjoying this, and also campervanning, motorhoming people. Staying there for 4 or 5 months and having their e-bikes and using the e-bike to go anywhere, or they have behind this motorhome they have a towing thing with a small car, a Fiat 500 on it or something. So there's many. When you are traveling on the highway and you see a motorhome, most of the time there's a small car behind it on a towing thing.
It sounds like the lifestyle that you're both living has a lot of pluses to it. I'm thinking to myself, you can go anywhere you want as long as there's parking available. You can, and you have to be, I would think, very self-sufficient and very confident in yourself, because you are spending a lot of time alone. So my question is, if you develop friendships or you want to have a relationship with someone and you're living in one motorhome and they're living in another, I guess you just go to the same campgrounds and have your relationship there, or follow one another around.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's nice to say. I've got this on WhatsApp. I have this a WhatsApp group of about 80, most of them solo van life people. 80 people, 80. And we are talking on WhatsApp. Where are you going? Or one has a problem with the engine, and everybody is going to help with online advices, etc. And or a question: do you know a nice spot in the near of Girona or Valencia? And on this this groups app, there are happening. Yeah, you are building friendships in this group app and meeting up with guys. I know for New Year's Eve there's a group of Dutch campers. It's almost 22 campers. They are finding each other on this special spot someone found, and they are meeting each other. So it's really very social. You are never alone. Roland already said it. When you want to be alone, that's a choice. But for example, on this place I am now, at 7 meters from the Mediterranean. On this place there are maybe 15 camper vans all over, and I talked to my neighbor who is 30 meters away from me. He's Dieter. He's from Austria, and I had a very nice chat with this guy. And in the end of the day, he came by and do you want some mandarins? I found mandarins, so I got three mandarins, and we shared a beer, and we had lots of chats together. And always exchanging good spots. So where are you heading? Well, I will be heading to Mazaron, for example, tomorrow. Oh, I got a nice spot over there. And it's very social, and everybody is helping each other with on any occasion. And there are really friendships growing and meetups. And it's almost prophetical to say, but it's one happy family, really. You're never alone. All meeting nice and interesting people.
I can absolutely agree to that, Dick. And I mean, also in this community, you have some assholes. You have all these exceptions, of course, but mostly it's a nice community. And I had a problem with my motorhome, and I was writing in a social media group. And within 5 minutes, I had 10 different answers and supportive and help. And one guy came over and said, "Hey, I gotta help you. I just 15 kilometers away. I saw your post." He gave me a call. He came over, helped me out, and it's a really nice community. It's absolutely nice.
Yeah, that's also my experience. So I really love to be in my camp. And in fact, I'm now normal in my work. I'm most of the time 4 or 5 weeks in a row for my job, and then I'm back in Holland in my house, and then again 4 weeks. But now the first time for me, because I'm now 2.5 months in a row on my in my camper van, and I'm enjoying it so much. This lifestyle, being on a very long time now in my camper van. I'm seriously thinking about selling or renting out my house in Holland to stay permanently in my camper van. That's really a plan. What is growing in my head, and I'm thinking of it to do that, being permanently in my van.
Cool. Yeah, I made the decision end of the year, and I moved into my motorhome full time in April, in the beginning of April.
Wow.
The plan was for 1 year, but as the year closes more and more, we got another comment from Dick William for president. Just to Roy. I just great to have you on the show. Actually, I know that I will stay much longer than 1 year on the motorhome for sure. Wow. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm dreaming.
Enoch is writing.
Yeah,
Enoch is writing. Mr. William, if someone wants to camp by staying in Africa, how can we actually try to camp where you are? Okay, for the Africans, yeah, of course you can do that, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah,
I had some contacts from the US, people who live in a motorhome in the US, and I found to fly over to Europe, rent the motorhome and travel in Europe. Why not?
Yeah, and the other way around is also possible.
Yeah, JACALYN before said, when you're alone or not alone, and when you meet somebody, actually there are Facebook groups with single travelers you can meet. A lot of imagination. And I was in a nice spot, and I met a couple, a German couple. They're traveling in 2 motorhomes, and I said, "Wow, 2 motorhomes? Why?" Yes, it's because I had a motorhome, she has a motorhome. We met, so we started to be a couple together, and we decided we're not selling one. We are traveling with 2 motorhomes. It's a little bit more expensive, but we would have the same costs if you're single. So here's a larger one, she's a smaller one, and we always stay together. And sometimes we leave the large one on a camping site and we travel for a few days around with the smaller ones. But they're a couple, but they're traveling in 2 motorhomes. So it's like people, living in 2 apartments. They have a relationship, but everyone has his or her apartment. That's pretty cool.
Sounds like they might stay together longer too in that way.
You have your own space, especially in a motorhome. I mean, it's in a couple on the small space. It's difficult when there's some tension, to get away of it. So 2 motorhomes is cool. Why not?
Living apart together in a camper van. I met also a Dutch couple here on this spot. To be honest, that was a few weeks ago. I was also on this spot, and there was also a Dutch couple. 2 white vans standing next to each other, and exactly the same. It's living apart together, and and meeting up in a few weeks, or driving behind each other to the next spot. And I also had this experience, Roland. And of course,
I'm sorry, before the beginning of the show, that you're not totally alone. You have a plant there with you, right?
Oh yeah, my banana plant. This is my. It look on this side. It looks a little bit sad, but on this side, it's growing new leaves. But it's very small. I don't think it will grow bananas this year. But this is something to care for. So I love my banana plant. It was a special gift from 2 people I care a lot. I carry them in my heart, and so I'm also trying to have my banana plant in a good condition, giving it water every day. That's instead of a dog. Many camping people own a dog. Is that also your experience, Roland? You also have a dog, is it?
Yeah, a dog and a cat. Yeah.
And I keep on meeting people, and they all have dogs. Everyone in the camper van seems to own a dog. So maybe, So I'm quite lucky with my banana plant, so it doesn't want to get out when it rains.
A lot less maintenance, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, you meet a lot of crazy people with different animals. I said behind the scene, backstage with that. I met a German guy with traveling with 5 chicken with 5 hands in a box, and then he stays somewhere. He puts out a little fence, and the hands are outside because he loves his own fresh eggs every day. So he's our chicken. I met an Italian guy in France. He had a small hawk with him.
Really?
Oh, yeah, a small hawk. I met a guy. Some people in a trailer with a horse. Someone has in the trailer a donkey. People have all kinds of. I met people. I mean, I have a cat too, 1 cat, but I met people who really have a trailer that is fully furnished for cats. Like a cage, everything in, and absolutely crazy. You find everything.
And I keep meeting up artists, painting and selling jewelry or things like that, or people who are giving yoga lessons on the beach, for example. And you only have to. This is in this group app on WhatsApp. You only have to join, and they share their location, and you're very welcome to join this yoga class on the beach when the sun is rising, and that's also very special. Many people are into yoga or kind of Zen things and enjoying nature on their own special way. And in fact, I was in. I don't know if you know this campsite, Roland. The name is Mickey's Place to Stay. Mickey's Place to Stay is quite famous among people who are into a very relaxing lifestyle. And it was for my job. I visit campsites all the time. I'm 22 or 23 years in this business, but I never met. I never saw a campsite like this. It's a kind of a hippie campsite. with a very nice, not a restaurant, but more a cantina and a bar, and people giving yoga lessons or massage or anything. So it was so relaxed and laid back lifestyle. I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm definitely going back there. Mickey's place to say. It's in the near of Albufeira. It was a very nice campsite. Absolutely.
Here in Portugal. Okay, I met a similar camping site in Spain, in Dolores. I showed JACALYN, the owner, Jonathan, and you also with people are cooking together. Some a guy is there who does tattoos. Other guys is there with the sewing machine. Somebody is teaching yoga twice a week. Somebody is teaching Spanish once a week or stuff like that. I love this kind of community, actually. But the thing is, when you travel like me, I wanted to visit it for 2 and 3 days, and I spent there more than 2 weeks because I loved it so much. It was really difficult to say goodbye or continue the journey because it was just an amazing place. Absolutely.
I had exactly the same on this spot. A friend of mine was staying there. I wanted only to stay 1 day, and at the reception they laughed already. Nobody is staying 1 day, and in fact I stayed almost a week, and it was a pity to go on to continue my journey, but I wanted to. But if I listened to my heart, I would have been there now still, also during this holiday, the Christmas time, or very nice.
Roland, we've got one of your other buddies is with us, Claudio.
Claudio, hey, Claudio, hi. Claudio is an Italian guy from South Tyrol. He's also living in his motorhome, and I met him 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and we spent some amazing days together in Spain. He's a funny guy. Hey, Claudio, great to see you. Great to meet you. I think you mentioned something about somebody is driving around, they're producing jewelries or doing yoga classes. Yeah. So what we also see in the communities, a lot of people are working remotely, meaning digital, like we do. I do coachings or TV or stuff like that in the digital world, or you do your stuff. But there are more and more people who are doing it analog, meaning they're not doing it digitally. They just do wherever they are. I know a guy who's traveling around with his trailer. He repairs motorhomes on the way. So if you have any problem with a motorhome, he comes over when it's close by, repairs. Some people are giving yoga classes or whatever. So it's not only digital nomads. It's also what we call analog nomads, meaning people that are a normal job but traveling. Yeah, it's also possible.
Yeah, people who are helping to harvest olives, for example, or harvest tomatoes or paprika, or working on a ranch to stand there and have dinner with the ranch people, the farmers, and that's also my experience. People,
and there are a lot of opportunities that they go on a side, or like I'm here on a property. I stand here for free on this property, and I'm taking care of the dog for 10 days because this lady was flying home for Christmas. Or I met couples who traveled together half a year. And half a year, they earn money by working on a camping site, doing the reception and all the stuff. So they're working 6 months on a camping site. Making money, and then they travel 6 months. So it's all options.
I want to ask Dick, how do you decide where you're going to travel? And you said you do this 4 months of each year. So do you always go to the same places year after year, or how do you break it up?
For my job, I visit the factories where caravans and motorhomes are made. And these factories, they have these press conferences where they show new models. So I'm at, for example, at Eriba or Hymer or Detlefs or Büsner or Knaus or Tabbert. They invite me as a professional journalist to write and review their new products. And next to that, I also visit several fairs, and there's the world biggest fair in Europe, Europe's biggest fair is in Düsseldorf, for example. That's a very important fair for me. But also, of course, the Dutch fairs are very important. The Belgian fairs are important. I visit a camping that's more an outdoor fair at the near of the Bodensee, for example. So this is where I always go, because that's where I earn my money from. Reviewing caravans or presenting the new models. That's part of my job, and also these fairs. And but now, now I'm 2.5 months on my way on my own, just enjoying the sun and the rain in Portugal. But and then I decided, yeah, what I'm doing, and I'm following the coastline. And when I like it, I stay 2 days or maybe one, and and then I travel again a little bit further. Most of the time, 200 kilometers or 500 kilometers, and I'm really. I don't have any obligations to visit now, but I was on a campsite, for example, and they are very interested in what I do for my in my professional job. For example, Camping Trend or Camp to Go is really famous in Holland, and they are very interested in publicity. So I talk to them about that, and that might be a commercial success to present their campsite on a big audience. And I also work for this television program in Holland, Camp to Go, producing scripts, etc. But also thinking about new regions to present to the television watching people in Holland. Yeah.
So. Have you also been traveled through with your motorhome through Italy or through Greece or former Yugoslavia?
Italy I did, also for my job, because a very famous Italian brand is Leica. So I visited Leica, it's in Tuscany, so I was there on several occasions. But I also I did some camping tours in the Trentino, that's the northern part of Italy. They call it the land with 1,000 lakes. Trentino is beautiful. And the Lake Garda is also part of the north of Lake Garda is also part of this Trentino region. So I was there as well for tourism articles in several magazines, for example. So I really love Italy. But I also was in Croatia, for example, and Croatia is also very beautiful. And you have this Istria region, you have the Dalmatian region, you have the islands region. It's really, I was there for my job as well. What I never visited was Poland, for example. It's on my bucket list. That's one of the countries I'd never visited. But
you have to. You have to. I was last year for 2 months in Poland. You have to. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I heard. Slovenia also should be very nice. And I was in Slovenia for my job because the Adria factory, this very famous brand, also in Europe, the Adria factory is there. So I visited, but that was by plane. So I was in Slovenia with my camper van, so that should be also very beautiful. So it's also on the list. And Morocco, on my bucket list is also Morocco. I met a couple, and that was in Portugal, and they were planning to go to Tenerife, just put the camper van on a ferry to Tenerife, do Tenerife for 5 weeks, and then a ferry to Morocco, and following the coastline back. And I thought, oh my God, that's a brilliant idea. So that's also one of my bucket list things. And Morocco is, I think, next year I will be in Morocco.
Yeah, it's also on my list. I was thinking about it. I thought when it's raining too much in Portugal, luckily the last 7-8 days it's really sunny here. You can see it on my tent and my face.
Yeah.
But if it's continued to rain, I go on the ferry and I go to Morocco too. So, Dr. JACALYN, for your understanding, here in Europe is in winter time, most people are heading to South Spain or South Portugal. In Italy, it's only Sicilia, but even Greece, it's too cold in winter. It's too much snow. It's too cold. So most people are going to South Spain, a little bit South Portugal, or they go to Morocco in winter, because the other areas are too cold in winter. Even if they're in the south, they are too cold.
Yeah, it sounds similar to the States. A lot of people come here to Florida when it gets cold in the north. Dick, a question I have for you, and even for Roland, is, to your knowledge, is van life, camping, is it as popular there as it is in the States? Or do you know what the trends are?
Yeah, no, well, in fact, I was on several occasions for my job. I was in the States, and what surprised me a lot is that in the States there are far more caravans to be sold than motorhomes, and that's why many people, not in the urban regions, but many people live on the countryside, and when they travel 1 hour, they are already on a very nice river parking with a camper van. And many Americans, they own this big Ford F-150, this towing car, a towing champion, and it's very easy to hitch a caravan on it. So there's quite a difference in. I was really surprised about the amount of caravans in the United States. And what also surprised me was the price of that they are very cheap to buy a caravan. When you spend, for example, $30,000 in America for a caravan, you have something that is 3 times bigger than in Holland. In Europe, to be honest. And that's also because of the European caravans. They are very luxurious, and the caravans in America are quite rectangular. And in our part of the world, we love these nice curves, but also electricity and gas solutions, and very luxury air conditioners and showers, etc., which makes the European caravans far more expensive than the USA caravans. But that's also something I was surprised about. Yeah, and to be honest, in Europe there are more motorhomes sold than caravans, and that was 10 years ago. That was the other way around. So motorhoming is far more getting popular and popular, and it's also quite a problem because you already mentioned it in the beginning of this show, Roland. It's where are you going to for your overnight stay? And owning a motorhome, you're lucky. You can be in a marina or in a camping or on a park for night spot or anything. But it would be nice if all these spots should expand, because there are more and more motorhomes sold. So 5 or 10 years ago, you could drive and it's 5 o'clock. Let's find our first camping, or let's find our first RV spot. And now you have to do it and when it's 2 o'clock, because otherwise it's completely full. So that's the bad thing about this popularity of motorhoming.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Roland. Oh, sorry. Roland, you had mentioned in previous shows that there's some way to make a reservation as you're traveling?
Only on camping sites, only on the official camping sites, yes, you can reserve. But the wild spots that we prefer not. But I just want to add something to the trend from the US. What I see, and I don't know what's your experience, Dick, is what I see that comes more from the US to Europe now. And even there is a famous producer now in I guess in Ireland or in UK, is the fifth wheeler, the concept of the fifth wheeler. Because in US you have a lot of really long fifth wheeler with slide outs. It's in between a motorhome and a caravan, and I love this option. I was thinking about a fifth wheeler. You know what a fifth wheeler is, JACALYN? You have a truck, and the fifth wheeler. Normally with the caravan you are here. You have the car and you have the caravan. With the fifth wheeler you connect with the tow here on the truck. And the point is, it's easier to drive, and the thing is, you can leave the fifth wheeler like a caravan, and then you're mobile and you can drive around with a car. So fifth wheelers are very, very popular in the US with a lot of slides. It's very luxury, and they come more and more to Europe. And there is also a producer, a company in I guess in the UK or in Ireland, who are producing fifth wheelers. It's also a trend that's coming. But what I want to know, Dick, from you is, as an expert. With this pandemic, whatever call it, the last 3 years, a lot of people order the motorhome or caravan because they say, okay, I feel safer in a motorhome than when I go on a large hotel. When you meet a lot of people where can get this infection. Do you think there's a trend backwards? Because when I talk to people, they told me, they only bought it because they're not campers by their heart. That's not their passion. They bought it because of the fear of the infection. And they say, no, camping is not mine. It's expensive. The gasoline is expensive for everyone. Do you think there's a trend back?
No, I don't think so. What we saw was that camping was very popular because during COVID, because it was the only way to have a holiday. Because airplane holidays or hotel holidays, everything was forbidden or even not possible or dangerous. And being on a campsite, you create your own safety bubble, because when you don't want to meet other people, you don't meet other people. So that is what made camping very popular during this COVID period. In the beginning, we also were afraid from, oh my God, everybody is ordering motorhomes and caravans, and we also thought there is going to be a very big selling back, but we don't see that happening. And when people buy a camper van out of fear of COVID, they should have sold it already, but we don't see it. And in fact, when you order a new motorhome now, you're on a waiting list for 1.5 or even 2 years. So when I want to sell this motorhome, I think I can sell it within 2 months. For almost the price I bought it myself for. So I don't see this trend of returning all these caravans and motors on a second-hand market. I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Dick, can you tell us a little bit about the motorhome that you're in? What the amenities are that you have there?
Oh yeah, I love to tell it because I'm quite a specialist, and I owned 3 caravans. And I owned 3 motorhomes. This is my 3rd. And before this, I was driving a Detlef's motorhome and then a Hummer motorhome. And this is a Francia. And the nice thing of Francia, it's a very small brand. Hummer, for example, they produce 10,000 motorhomes a year. And this Francia guys, they only produce 500. So, and the advantage of that is that you can have some personal things in your van. So, in the matter of speaking, you can almost call the carpenter about I want this a little bit different. So I'm a very tall guy, and the lucky thing about this one is I'm almost 2 meters, and my standing height is 2 meters and 3. So I never have to be a turtle bending over in my I can stand up straight. And what's also very nice, I only have a 2-berth bed behind me, and not an extra bed in front. And that is the lucky thing. I also don't have to bend when I'm going to the steering wheel. What I also changed is the bench. Most of the benches are L-shaped, and I've got it rectangular, and also the kitchen, and that makes it a lot more spacious. I don't know if I can show you that. This is my complete camper van. You see a television. I have to point at that television over there. You see these small lights here. That is here. That is my bed. I have a very large kitchen. I don't know. Yeah, there's my kitchen. You see the light. 2 gas burners, and I had it customized. And that was only possible because Francia is a very small factory, and it's possible to have some personalized things in it. What I put extra is 2 big roofs in big windows in the roof. This is one. I closed it. This is the other one. It's now open. It's without a curtain now. That means there is. During the day, there's lots of light inside. So when it's raining, I'm producing my articles here, and it feels like I'm in a veranda or something. And I've got you can see that I have to point with my finger here. There's the air conditioner. So also in Tuscany, when it's in the middle of the summer, it's 38 degrees at night. So I put on my air conditioner. I've got 2 solar panels on the roof and a very big lithium battery in my in the floor, so I can stand when the sun is good shining and when it's not raining. I can be off grid for 10 days or something like that, and even longer when the sun is shining. And I don't drink too much coffee, because drinking coffee on an inverter, that sucks the energy out of the battery. So I'm completely I can stand off grid as long as as long as I want is a little bit exaggerated, but I can I can stay long period off grid without needing water supplies or electricity or anything else. And it's also nice to know, Jacqueline. I'm carrying my motorbike with me, so that's also the advantage of this bigger van. It got air suspension, and that makes it. I'm carrying a very small motorbike, a 640 cubic centimeters motorbike with me, so I can. I'm for groceries, but I hardly use it for that. But I can do some tours to see other things on an easier way and. Living life on my motorbike as well, so that's also a nice advantage of my car.
Well, thanks for giving us that tour. That is really nice. Are you at the steering wheel now and in the front of the vehicle?
No, I'm on my sofa, and I can show you. When I turn my camera the other way around, this luxury seat, and there's my steering wheel. And there's the navigation system, and there is the chair for the duo passenger, which I don't have, but that's the place for my banana plant. And okay, yeah, that. So the steering wheel is on the other side, and this is the back of the vehicle. And here I have got my. There you can see the entrance, the door. And above that, with all these small Christmas lights, that's the dashboard of my battery, etc. So I can show you as well. This is information about the battery, the time. This is my heater, solar panels. So that's things I check every morning just for fun, and to realize it's okay. That's So I really love my van. I really love it.
It's really nice.
It is.
Yeah, you're the first person who's given us a tour of their van, so I appreciate that. Thank you. And we have another comment from someone on Facebook. We love being full-time RVers. We'd love to know who you are and where in the world you are traveling. If you want to tell us. Fantastic. So we're actually close to the end of the program, and I would love for you to share how people can reach out to you and who you'd like to contact you.
Okay, I've got my, I've got my own vlogging channel since 4 weeks, and with almost 7,000 subscribers. It makes me really shy that I'm that popular in Holland. For Holland, it's these are very nice figures. It's on YouTube, and my name over there is DWvlogt. My first name is Dick William, and Dick William is vlogging. DW is vlogging, DWvlogt. So you can find me that way. But I also work for campingtrend.nl, and I work for camp2go.nl. So and of course you can reach me out on reach out on Facebook with my full name, Dick William Harinck. So it's also a way to be in contact with me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope you'll come back and see us again.
I'd love to. I would love to. I was enjoying the show, and it's nice to see Roland again, and nice to meet you as well, Jacqueline. I had a lot of fun time with you guys.
Well, thank you. I certainly enjoyed it myself. And just a follow-up comment. It's Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Thank you so much for being with us. Brenda and I used to work together, and she is currently traveling and living in Iowa in the United States.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi, Brenda.
Cool.
She's also one of our team members. She's an elevated listener, so it's good to have you with us.
Cool.
All right. I'm going to turn it over to Roland for you to give out your contact information, how people can get in touch with you.
Yeah, the easiest way is when you go, I always say my main website, I have 8 websites out there. It's my name, roland.friedl.com. I will spell it for those guys who are listening on a podcast on the radio station. It's ROLANDFRIEDL.com, rolandfriedl.com. And yeah, who wants to contact me? Whoever wants to connect. I love to connect with people. I love to network. It's all about caring and sharing here on the USA Cable TV and radio. So whenever you have a reason to connect me, tell me your story. I'm very eager to learn from other people. If you run a business, you can connect out there. You find a link to my business website, spartanperformance.com, where I work with my international team for international companies worldwide. I get in 8 or 9 languages. We do coachings, we do men's groups. We have actually on Wednesday, so continuing in January, every Wednesday we have the Wild at Heart, a men's show here on USO Global TV and Radio. I am very engaged in the environmental show. So we have the Earth Show here on USA Global TV and Radio. And I just launched a new website on that, respectmotherearth.com, actually yesterday. On that. So there's a lot of opportunities to engage myself. And here on USA Global TV and Radio, you also find me on usaglobaltv.com. Yeah, and I just want to announce, JACALYN, this was the last this was the last Mallorca Connection show on Tuesday. So starting in January, same time, same procedure, but on Wednesday. So starting next year, in January, the Mallorca Connection will move from Tuesday to Wednesday. It's will be on Wednesday on 2 p.m. East Standard Time or 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 8 p.m. Central European Time, but on Wednesday. So I just want to announce that. Thank you.
I'm impressed with how you did all those time zones so quickly. Thank you, Roland.
Yeah, but you travel the world since 28 years, and you get used to the time zones.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for being here. I'm just going to close out the show, and I look forward to touching base with both of you later.
Okay.
Bye, Dr. JACALYN. Bye, Dick.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye. Bye. And thank you to each and every one of you who are watching our shows or listening on a podcast platform or on a radio station. I just have a few quick announcements. For those of you who don't know, we are all about elevated listening here on our platform. You're probably thinking, what is elevated listening? Do I have to stand on a chair? No, elevated listening is when you learn to listen without providing a solution. How many times have you been sharing a story with someone and they interrupt you to say, wait, I have the solution. I can help you. I have the answer. No, nobody asked you for a solution. They just wanted you to listen. So we teach you how to do that. We teach you how to listen without judgment. How many times has somebody said something to you and it just triggered you because you're in a complete opposite direction of what they believe, whether it's something like politics or whether it's freedom of speech, whether it's abortion rights. And as soon as they say something, you immediately click off because you don't agree with what they're saying. And guess what? You're no longer listening. We also teach you how to listen without interrupting. I think that's pretty obvious. And the one that really drives me crazy is when somebody is sharing their story and you have a better story. So you just take the stage right away from them and they can no longer say what they were going to say because you are now holding court with your story. Why do we teach you these things? We teach them because everybody wants to feel safe. Everybody wants to feel heard. And people want to know that you are listening and you're fully present and you're not judging them. And as soon as we learn these behavior traits that are really conducive to having a meaningful relationship, a better connection, you'll find you're at peace. You have inner peace. And then if each of us have inner peace, I really feel that we're one step closer toward world peace. So how can you get involved? Anyone and everyone can take the Power of Listening course, which I have dropped to an incredibly low price so that as many people as possible can take it. Once you take this on-demand online course that you can take at your leisure, you become a team member here at USA Global TV and Radio. And once you're a team member as an elevated listener, we have all kinds of exciting opportunities for you. And let me just share what some of them are. You have the opportunity to be featured as an animal character in our upcoming books. So we currently have this fabulous book series called The Amazing Adventures of Lady Ella, the Listening Mentor. Each of the characters on the book cover represents a real human being who is certified in the power of listening. If you look there on the book cover, you see the ladybug. That's actually me, and representing my great niece Ella, who is a little more than 1 year of age. And so I am the listening mentor as the ladybug. And then Roland, who we just saw, he is the panther in the front of the book cover, the Black Panther named Abu. Our second book is coming out, and that is coming out January 14th. That's Lady Ella's ABCs of Listening. Both of these books have already hit Amazon #1 new release. And I'm thrilled to share with you the fact that our third book is also coming out. And this is the book cover for this. Just got it yesterday, hot off the press. Lady Ella has afternoon tea in London. This is taking place at the British School of Excellence with our friends from Philip and Leanne, to all of the outstanding graduates from the British School of Excellence. And the animal characters featured here are all British in some way or another. So we're going to be learning about tea parties, and Philip Sykes, who is the founder of the British School of Excellence, and also the giraffe here, the giraffe named Gerard, he's going to be our consultant on proper tea etiquette. We also have our show, The Power of Etiquette and Manners, on Friday, so do join us for that. We're signing off for now, and until I see you again, that'll be tomorrow. This is our last show for today because many of my team members are on holiday, so do join us tomorrow for a full day of broadcasting. If you've missed any of our shows, we have about 25 live broadcasts each week. Go over to our YouTube channel. We stream many places, but YouTube's the easiest to find us. And what do you think the name of our channel is? Yes, it's USA Global TV and Radio. If you'd like to be a guest on any of our shows, please go to our website, which is, yes, usaglobaltv.com. And if you'd like to learn how to listen, you'd like to join me in any of my coaching sessions, or you'd like to be part of our education platform, that's all through drjacalyn.com. Thank you again. Have beautiful holidays, and please be kind to yourself and be kind to others.